Rabbi Friedman. Hello, thank God it's Tuesday. Hello, there you are.
Hello.
Thank you so much for this time that you allocate for us. And the topic which I wanted to raise today is anyone who follows social media, especially those very loud, popular, especially right-wing conservative podcasters, have noticed that the most popular trend, and not just among them, just in general, the most popular trend on social media right now is to have this anti-Israeli sentiment. And it seems to make people popular this day, and very unfortunately. And of course, the question is, why do you think that is happening? And more important question is, does anti-Zionism lead to anti-Semitism, which is a lot scarier concept?
How could one affect the other? How could it possibly? Yes, of course. Nobody's really anti-Zionist. What do they care? What's happening in the Middle East? Nobody cares. It's anti-Semitism. The good old-fashioned anti-Semitism. And not exactly the old-fashioned one, it's a new-fashioned one. It's a brand new anti-Semitism. But the obsession with Jews is such a fascinating thing. Just can't get the Jews off the headlines. Love them, hate them, but they're always in the headline. There's no explanation for that. We shouldn't be that interesting. We shouldn't be that important. We shouldn't be that popular. We shouldn't be that famous. Why? Why are we? The world has its own problems. What do they have to worry about the Jews for? And yet they can't stop. They can't stop. So, of course, we can go with the regular, traditional, conventional wisdom. When people are in trouble, they have to blame somebody. And traditionally, the Jews are the best to blame. Because you know you're not going to get mugged by a Jew. You know? It's very simple. Well, Jackie Mason says, is anybody afraid to walk through a Jewish neighborhood in case he gets mugged by an accountant with a pencil? We're easy targets. But that doesn't explain anything. The real truth is the focus is on the Jews because we have the solution. Not knowing that what the solution is makes people very frustrated. So subconsciously, knowing that we have the solution, but we're not bringing the solution, makes them angry. And they can't explain it themselves. So, what should we do? Bring the solution. Be the solution. Sometimes to do that, we have to disagree with America. Because America is not our solution, as is rather obvious. New York is not our best friend anymore. And if New York isn't, then where? So, what we really need to do is act like Jews who are the chosen people, who follow the mitzvahs of the Torah. We live by the Torah. We live by God's instruction, not by the Geneva Conference, which is a total disaster. So let's just do it. Let's get up the courage to tell the world that we know what is right. We may be the only ones who know what is right, and therefore we're going to do what is right. The result will be all our worst enemies will become our best friends. And then we'll really be in trouble.
Rabbi Friedman, how can we cure our bipolar disorder? Really, I've started to think that all Jewish people have a serious bipolar disorder. I came to that conclusion at the World Zionist Congress. 1 second, somebody on the stage will say that IDF is committing genocide, and the second later they will go into a prayer or Torah portion quoting something from the Torah. So it's a total bipolar disorder that we have, and how can we cure it? It's just there, and it's creating all kind of problems for us. I mean, I don't really trust any kind of polls, but one of the polls that was conducted worldwide throughout all the countries regarding the popularity of Israel, it's a popular vote. Out of all the countries in the world, only 3 countries are pro-Israel, and one of them is Israel. The second one is United States, and the third one is Nigeria. I don't know why. And so really...
Well, I'm glad to hear that Israel is pro-Israel.
That's good news. So I'm a little bit dumbfounded by who we are right now, where we are, where do we stand? How do we fix this? The biggest question is, how do we fix this? I mean, how realistic is it for all Jews to come to their senses?
How likely is it for the Jews to come to a consensus?
Okay.
Never happened before. You know, all this process in these last couple of years where the evil comes out undisguised and the goodness is undisguised. Everyone in Israel, everyone in the Jewish community has always claimed to be doing what is best for the Jews. That's not true. What's coming out now, the final revelation is that there are some Jews who are anti-Jews. They prefer to see others succeed. When that comes out clearly, when that is stated openly, then the tide will turn. So you're right, we're bipolar, not because we're not sure what's best for Jews, but because we're not sure we want what's best for Jews. There are Jews who are pro-Palestinian. They're championing the Palestinian cause. But it's always been camouflaged as it'll work out best for Israel if we are friendly and open and no. They're just simply pro-Palestinian. And when the rest of the community knows that, then they'll be finished. So it's all coming out in the laundry. It's terrible that it's taking so long.
What else needs to be aired out? What else needs to come out that has not come out yet for the world to heal itself, start healing itself? Because right now we're still in the process of this painful degradation.
Yeah. Well, Douglas Murray made an incredible statement that really, really impressive. He said, before the nations will beat their swords into plowshares, The Torah must come forth from Zion. These are two prophecies. Mitzion Teitzei Torah. From Zion the Torah will come forth. And the second prophecy is, and the nations will beat their swords into plowshares. And Douglas Murray said, before the beating of the swords into plowshares, there first has to be Torah coming from Jerusalem. When Jerusalem exports Torah, the nations will beat their swords into plowshares. It's an amazing insight, and so true.
And in a very practical language?
In a very practical language, the Jewish nation has to speak to the world and sound Jewish. Otherwise, nothing makes sense, and the world is not in its proper balance. And so everything will go wrong. The world is expecting something to come forth from Jerusalem. Most people expect peace. Make peace. That's beating their swords into plowshares. Douglas Murray's insight is, that's not what we need to demand. You can't demand that Israel make peace before Israel exports Torah to the world. After we export Torah, then we can make peace. So we're exporting technology, we're exporting oranges from Haifa. That's not what the world needs from Israel. The one thing that only we can give to the world is the Torah. And when we do that, we will be in our proper place, in our proper role, and then we can influence the world to beat their swords into plowshares.
Rabbi Friedman, but why is this sudden shift as of lately? We've always counted on some voices of reason, of common sense, that we have trusted, the voices of the right, and all of a sudden, those voices have made and it happened all of a sudden. It's just why all of a sudden they made this shift to become anti-Israel.
The war is going on too long. It's frustrating everybody. The propaganda war, we're not very good at. I was just arguing with a nice Jewish boy, a religious Jewish boy. He said, Israel has got to stop killing babies. I said, what makes you think Israel kills babies? I heard. What did you hear? We're not winning the PR war. So that's the frustration. And then the United States comes in and says, we are going to bring a solution. People get very hopeful. Israel is a little particular about how and what and where, and it frustrates everybody. In other words, people are very impatient for peace, which is good, which is very good. But there's a condition. Before there's peace, there has to be Torah. A peace that is not based on Torah is not going to last a weekend.
Rabbi Friedman, should we be worried because, again, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're not bringing the Torah to the world. and the hate attitudes towards Jewish people is escalating, and it's escalating pretty quickly right now. So we're not doing the job. The world is reacting, and we've been here before. Yes, they have a new tool right now that they did not have 77 years ago, which is Israel, the land of Israel. Jews have Israel right now. So now they're using this tool to hate us, as we have just established. So we're like in a catch-22. We're not doing our job, and the hate is escalating. It seems to be, as always, taking over the whole world. So we're getting to this point of to this boiling point. And we know what happens when this boiling point erupts. Are we at that point right now?
No. No, the anti-Semitism doesn't satisfy the anti-Semite. It used to. When you get good and anti-Semitic, your life is wonderful. You can sleep well at night. And it's not satisfying. It's not doing anything for anybody. It's just another form of frustration and helplessness, feeling lost, bewildered. If you cut through all the noise, the one thing the world is desperate for is moral clarity. If somebody would just say what is right. Everybody wants to do the right thing. We don't know what's right. We just don't know what's right. We don't know what's right between nations. We don't know what's right between husband and wife. We don't know what's right between children and parents, between teacher and student. We don't know anything anymore. Does anyone have a solid moral opinion that they're not afraid to state publicly? They have political opinion. They have group think. They belong to this group, so they think like this. It's so frustrating to the world. I think it would be a mistake to feel like we're in trouble. It's the world that's in trouble. Desperately. Sure, when they're in trouble, they turn to the Jew or against the Jew. But the world is really, really in trouble.
And we are responsible.
The unhappy index is very high. The unhappiness index.
Rabbi Friedman, but then from what you're saying, they are right to blame us. We are responsible. Yeah. We're not doing what we're meant to do. So we are at fault of everything that is happening, that is going wrong right now.
Right. Yes, they are right to expect the solution to come from Israel. They're wrong to suggest what the solution is. You know it's going to come from us, but you're telling us how to do it. It will come from us, and we'll do it the way we do it, not the way you think we should. We're going to do it. We're absolutely going to do it. Do we have a choice? We are the chosen people, and we are the light to the nations, and there's no escaping that destiny. So, yes, we're going to do it. Be nice if we did it today.
Yeah, I was going to say, why aren't we doing it? If we're going to do it, if we're supposed to do it, if we have no other choice, what is stopping us?
Old habits, I guess. How many years has it been that our survival technique was appeasement? Don't make noise, don't make trouble, go along, could be worse. Be nice, people will like you. Make nice to the enemy, maybe they won't kill you first. Appeasement has been we've worked it down to an art, but it doesn't work anymore. I don't know if it ever worked, but that's not what the world wants. The world doesn't want our approval. The world wants, basically like children, they want someone to take charge and straighten out all the chaos that they created. So we can do that. We're going to do that. The question is, why not today?
Rabbi Friedman, before we had many conversations, great conversation, and you said that all it takes is admission of one wrong thing from each side, and pretty much
among Jews. Among Jews.
Among Jews. Okay. Can we all agree to do tshuva together and say, yeah, we haven't been doing what we're supposed to be doing? Okay.
Obviously.
So simple. One statement. Guys, we're sorry. Yeah, we haven't been doing our job. So we were wrong. Let's fix that. It's like, if every Jew can do that, is it
if half of us would say we made a mistake, we're not religious enough, and the other half will say we made a terrible mistake, we are way too religious. I just spoke about this in Florida. Is religion a good thing or a bad thing for the world? And I think a distinction would be helpful. Religion is very good. Religiosity is a disaster. Religion is an objective truth. God said, that's religion. When you make it personal, I'm the religious one, then it becomes religiosity. And then it's the worst thing that ever happened. It's such a clear warning sign when a religion wants everyone converted to their belief. What does that tell you? That it's not about the religion. It's about religiosity. We want to be the powerful. We want to be the exclusive. We want to be... As soon as there's a we, like, in very practical terms, if I start to think that I am religious, not good. Not good. That all information and goodness and morality comes from the religion, yeah, that's fine. But when you become religious, beginning to get in trouble. So the secular have to admit that they lost sight of the religion, and the religious have to admit that they hijacked the religion and made it personal, as if it belonged to them. That's just, another way of putting it. The truth is, of course, that Judaism is not a religion at all. So we should say, Torah is the truth. If you think you're the master of Torah, you're the problem.
So who are we if we're not the masters of Torah? Who are we if we're not the masters of Torah? So who are we?
We are the followers of Torah. We're loyal to the Torah. We take the Torah seriously. We have respect for the Torah. We've mastered it. Too much ego.
Rabbi Friedman, I was just yesterday had the pleasure of seeing this one clip from JTV. I know you're also a fan of that channel. You're often on it. It's very good. And there was an interview with one of the survivors, very young survivors from the Nova Festival, a young girl. She's only 22. She was 20 when everything happened. And she was so inspirational. She was amazing. She was just saying that she didn't have a relationship with God, but now God is her best friend. She doesn't look religious. It doesn't matter. It's not the general look that religious people have, which is, of course, always a question: is it one of the deals that we need to do is to look a certain way or not? So she looks happy because she found this relationship. Unfortunately, it took a horrible thing for that to happen, for the relationship to be established. And she also was extremely positive because she was saying that a lot of young people are just simply finding their relationship with God after everything that has happened. A lot. And it's true. We can see that. A lot more people are looking for that relationship. So the question is she religious or is she not? What category does she fall in?
Probably Jewish. That's a Jew. Last week we read God appeared to Avram. And everybody, even children, ask, he appeared like what? What did Avram see? God appeared to him. What did he see? What does it mean when God appears? The passages can tell us graphically what that means, because God appeared to every one of them. They're not Avraham. They're just kids without a Jewish education. And God appeared to them. That's all they can say. It's not even like they started to believe in God. They didn't start to believe in God. God was there in the tunnel. That's what they all say. God was there. So you're a believer? Believe what? God was there. What do I have to believe? What did they see when God appeared to them? What they all saw is that their being in the tunnels and being hostages is all part of God's plan. They saw it. Like the mother who said to the terrorist, "My son is not in your hands. He's in God's hands." And the terrorist had to admit. They all saw that. We're here for a reason that God put us here. The second thing they saw is Shabbat, Yom Kippur, Kiddush. This guy made Kiddush on water. Not eating the non-kosher meat. Fasting on Tisha B'Av. Unbelievable. They saw God not in the physical. They saw God in the purpose. They saw his purpose. They saw his will. They saw the real him, not what he looks like, but what he's all about. They saw what God is all about. It'll take them a long time to articulate it. But that's what they are saying, even though they don't know it. And that's what they saw. So the week in which God appears to Avram, we hear about God appearing to all these hostages. They never communicated with each other, and yet they had the same experience. It is quite awesome. So we're going to do the right thing, no question.
I guess the question still remains when and how.
Yeah. But I think what's important is we're going to do it, and the anti-Semitism and the anti-Israel thing is going to turn around in a weekend. It'll go from one extreme to the other. As suddenly as it started, that's how suddenly it's going to switch. And the same people who are screaming that we're committing genocide and all sorts of other terrible things will suddenly become our supporters. Soon as we take the right position.
Rabbi Friedman, you usually are very positive about being optimistic, and yet some of our prophecies give a very murky picture before the realization happens. A pretty scary picture. And right now things are not looking that great either. What do you think? Do you think we will need to fall a lot lower until the solution happens? Do you think there is a lot more hardship and ugliness to endure before we see the actual light?
I don't think there's any more ugliness. But every day that the ugliness lasts is terrible. Seeing that all the ugliness that was predicted has already happened is very encouraging. Okay, now, how about the rest of the story? The prediction is that things will be bad and then it'll become perfect. Okay, the bad we have. Time for the perfect.
One of the prophecies say that the very last second, minutes, I don't know, last period of time before the redemption, the world will be taken over by Arabs. I mean, this is one of the prophecies. Should we take it literally, or is there some, because usually you have a much deeper insight into all our learnings and teachings, and so is there a different understanding because this is too literal, or is it true?
It actually happened. Europe belongs to the Arabs. The Middle East belongs to the Arabs. New York belongs to the Arabs. What else you want? Miami? You got to leave us something.
States the whole world. So
yeah, it's pretty much the whole world. Yeah, pretty much the whole United Nations. So good. It happened. It's done. Now, moving right along. The expression, what goes up must come down. In Torah, what goes down must come up. So the down we already have, now we got to start coming up. And we are. Behind the fake news and the bad news, we are coming up. Jews in Israel have never been so inspired, have never been so godly in their songs and in their celebrations. And it's just that there's still a few Jews who being from the stiff-necked people, have not yet realized their mistakes. Okay, they will. They will.
Rabbi Friedman, amazing, amazing. Making a murky outlook into light. It's just something that you do with such ease and with such inspiration. It's because realistically, what we're seeing right now, we're even having some movie stars and some. Again, I know it's silly that we're going by those who are, most vocal, most seen. I know they're not but still, the Jewish movie stars who have been always very much to the left are now voicing out the fact that they are worried about anti-Semitism, that they are worried about what's happening in the world. A lot of the left talk show hosts who are Jewish are like, no, something is really off right now. So, it is a wake-up call. You can definitely see it. Now, how fast we're going to wake up and what we're going to do about it, that's the big question of today.
Yeah. What they're seeing, the Jews who were in the left, what they're seeing is that their policy has failed. Trying to masquerade as non-Jews, denying your Jewishness, trying to be a regular person, like everybody else. It's not working. It's a false belief. So that's it. So that's over. So what do you replace it with? The days of appeasement are gone.
Good riddance.
Yes.
Hopefully everybody will catch on very quickly, because it seems that the internet does spread messages very fast. So hopefully the right message will get to the right people, and hopefully those who have listened to this program that we had, which is extremely important. We made light of it, but the message was very, very serious and very deep, and something that people need to take seriously to heart and understand that the whole thing is in our hands. The whole world is in our hands, basically.
And being pessimistic is a big mistake. We should not be pessimistic. We should be proactive. Teach the world what the world needs to learn. And the world will love it.
Thank you, Rabbi Friedman. You're the best at it, so we can only learn from you how to do it with grace and ease and fun and definitely thank you so much. Thank you for bringing it to our radio. Thank you for bringing it to the world, and thank you for everything that you're doing. It's priceless, and I cannot be more grateful to you. And of course, I represent everyone who listens. So.
When it happens, we will celebrate it on your program.
Amen. Thank you so much. So looking forward to it. So hopefully next Tuesday, I'll bring champagne. Kosher, of course.
Why not?
Yeah.
No reason.
Yeah.
Could easily happen by next Tuesday.
God willing. I'm into that. Thank you so much, Rabbi Friedman, and looking forward to sharing good news, optimism, and bringing it to everybody. Thank you so much for everything.